you are defining your path forward by what you choose to reveal and what you choose just to leave hidden for a while. You know, there's always that thought that truth will out, you know, and it will. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, maybe Venus, Mars, whatever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. Mainly for June 2020, but basically when you're led to it. You know, it's a general reading, so general reading rules apply. As in, roles can be reversed. Timing is hardly absolute. You know, with divination, the time scales are not always that reliable. But where this reading is different is I would like you to ask a question beforehand. Now, pause the video if you have to. Take a moment to think about all of the questions that are around you and focus on one of them. Focus because energy in, energy out. Hopefully you give the energy to the reading by your focus and the reading will return that energy to you. Or at least the universe will return that energy to you somehow by giving you an answer to your question, if not in this reading. But be aware of all of the questions that you are asking, because the cards will answer what they please and not necessarily what you and I think is the most important thing. So if you don't know what your moon or rising sign is, there's a link down below for a free birth chart. Always have a look at your rising signs, because in ancient astrology that was the most important. Also down there is a link to the Facebook group where I post these videos, obviously. But the astrology videos that I'm watching, sometimes other readers as well when they've got something particularly poignant or phenomenal to say, and even the odd documentary once in a blue moon. So come and join us. You can contact me there as well because it has its own inbox. So if you're interested in a personal reading, simply get in touch through that. Obviously, I would like you to press the like button if you like the reading, and press the subscribe button if you like the reading, because I'm a new channel and every subscriber helps. So I think that's all the housekeeping done. So in the meantime, let me bring the cards up. Now I've used the Fountain Tarot, which as you can tell is not exactly ideal for the camera, but hey ho, we'll be working on it. And what I want to draw our attention to first is some of the oracle cards. We have the Angel of Peace. I open my heart and rest in the peace of divine love. So there's an element of faith in that. There's an element of accepting what comes along. But what is interesting is there's also an element of peacemaker going on here, I think, as well. Because we have step out of your comfort zone, Aries, with the North Node. So North Node's just gone into Gemini, which will change your attentions depending on what rising sign you are and what house Gemini is for you. And we also have the Extremes card, which I'm actually picking up from it about extreme events around you, but there is a warning in this card to avoid extremes of behavior. That may well include extremes of reaction. From the Enchanted Map Oracle, we have card number 29, Coming to Life. Now, 2 with that balance, 9 meaning, for me, rebirth, collapsing to an 11, a master number, a manifestation number, the twin pillars of wisdom, and then an 8, come together. So that come together is what's giving me that feeling of peacemaker with that Angel of Peace, and the fact that the 5 of Swords is here, but I'll get onto that. And also, from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have Aladia with Divine Grace, the 10th angel of the Shem HaMephorash, and it's astrologically what this angel means for the decan of the zodiac that Aladia represents. Now, I feel that at the moment there is a dream that you have got going. You're feeling like, yep, there's better than wish fulfillment in this. I can make this work, but there's an element of, at the same time, there is an element of insecurity with it. You know, I can, if this works, it will be fantastic. Is it going to work? What if it doesn't work? Because I really do feel that maybe your dream is further along in your head than what it is in reality, or the dream in your head is not as far along and as well thought out as what you thought it was. Because whereas we've got 2 Queen of Cups here, we've just got 1 in your present situation, with the Page of Cups here, which I can't tell if that is putting a cup over a TV or a table with a weird fishbowl in it. But it almost feels like you haven't yet explored, certainly if it's a TV or if it's the fishbowl, the light is shining outwards and you are behind it. So it's almost like you haven't yet explored all of the potential of what this dream is promising you. But it is one that will blossom, and you are needing to tend it. You are needing to look after it to get a really good harvest from it. But it seems to be born out of necessity, because there is a distinct, well, 5 of coins, 5 of pentacles. So there's a distinct underlying sense of lack, of absence, of poverty, which is causing you no end of stress. But your intuition is screaming at you, here is a way forward. Right, let's go. That's the present. Let's go further into the past. I'm going to go straight to the relevant past, where in the past you've learned a lesson, for good or for ill, that you may be using at the moment for ill, or should be using for good. So we'll find out. So there is a time in the past, right. There was a time in the past where things were pretty well settled, pretty well, you know, materially okay. You know, they were okay. It was maybe a little bit precariously balanced. And I think that your duties to the family or to the job, whichever, were really preventing you from expanding into a whole new world. And you ended up making a decision to go, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Trying to plan, can I do it? But the way you were going forward seemed so steep that it seemed to cause you more anxiety than not while you were planning this. However, it's almost like there was a burst of inspiration where you suddenly gone, right, I'm doing it, and this is how. Star card. Maybe that's a bit of wish fulfillment coming in, but I'm feeling more it was that point of illumination, that point of, right, now I know how I'm going to go forward, and now I know how to get all eyes on me as I go forward, and I actually see that my plans come into fruition. And never mind the anxiety, because I am going to a whole new place. Now, you went to this new place, but that necessity of planning and that necessity of balancing and that necessity of wading through the moonlight did not really change. It didn't mature into quite what you was expecting, but that didn't stop you charging further after it as much as you wanted to. But you were left sort of alone in that process, and I do feel that there is an element of, yes, you could see the guidance, but you couldn't see what you had to use to help act on that guidance. But we've got 4 of Swords here, moving to the 4 of Wands. So you made a commitment to this, and then everything changed. Some external event occurred where everything changed, and then you went, okay, this was a silly idea. Why am I doing this? And you've walked off to try and do something else. But that was deliberately, because I do feel earlier with that star card, there was an element of putting yourself in the spotlight, and all of a sudden you've realised that I'm making a commitment to this, but the spotlight isn't necessarily where I want to be. And you were left to a point of retreating a little more to yourself, because either through a relationship influence or either through you bringing two aspects of yourself together, you retreated to yourself for a while and just carried on ploughing on to go, okay, well, I don't like that dream, but it's led me this far. Now that I am here, now that I've arrived wherever this Six of Swords has brought me, let's see what else is forward. But again, it's wading through the underbrush. It's taking its time, but power is growing in you as you are going through this, which has recently led to a whole new beginning. A whole new beginning that meant you found a way to put the anxiety at bay. I love this particular Eight of Swords, especially since it's clarified here with the Queen of Wands. This Eight of Swords, this woman is not trapped by those swords. She is levitating them by the force of her own will. You know, and it's, you was like, okay, I can use these facts and I can use these worries and these concerns to my advantage, and I'm going to ensure that if I am going to manifest a new beginning, that I am going to ignore the distractions and I am going to allow myself to grow. And you are still in that process of growing at the moment, because that's what that Page of Cups, that's what I could call the reading, untapped potential. You think that you're nearly there, you're not at the king here, but you think that you're nearly there, but I want to say you're only halfway there, because where you're ending up is a superb, far more superb than what you was expecting it to be. Now, I'm just going to pause because I think I have a parcel. Now, where was I? So, it's going to be bigger than what you are expecting. However, like any hero's journey, the challenge is about to come. There's something that you are putting... this is really interesting. There is some form of torment, some form of argument, some form of real source of distress that you are putting an end to. But I feel that you are putting an end to it by keeping a secret rather than necessarily revealing a secret. And all this information that you were working with to create your dream moving forward right now, all of a sudden, some of it you're discarding and some of it you're going, yeah, that's never going to see the light of day. For everybody's sake, that is not going to see the light of day. However, that does not prevent conflict coming up. And I do feel that there may well be a trap coming up of you trying to rise yourself above a situation when you're there to step out your comfort zone and be a peacemaker. Really bring two warring parties together, even though you have several options of how to do it. I don't know whether keeping that secret is particularly good or particularly bad. Let me lay the right way up now. Let's draw a card on this to see if it's one way or the other, to be quite honest. But I do think it is a... Either way, it creates a new beginning. Great. That tells you a lot. I think you are defining your path forward by what you choose to reveal and what you choose just to leave hidden for a while. You know, there's always that thought that truth will out, you know, and it will. But as and when, maybe right now is not the best time for that truth to out. Here we have King of Wands. So obviously whatever this secret is and this conflict is, it can interfere with your plans. But there is a point where you can absolutely cut that out. Now, it's interestingly Knight of Cups here. So there is definitely, as we go down here on this reading, there is a line Page, Knight, Queen. But this is the King of Wands underneath clarifying it. And we also, so here, we also have in order Knight, Queen, King. This dream of yours, this path forward, this could be a relationship aspect as well. It could be a relationship that you're coming together with that Two of Cups here. And I'm sure there was another Two of Cups somewhere, but I just can't remember where right now. The parcel threw me. Your dream, your path forward is gaining momentum, and it's gaining solidity. We're going from cups to swords, you know, from dream to hard information to hard manifestation. However, this is where anxiety threatens to dive in once more. You know, it's almost like you're okay dealing with this conflict, whatever that comes up, but once that conflict is over, that's when the nerves start. But again, it's just something that you have to keep tending. It's something that you have to keep balancing everything. For some reason, I'm really, especially with this, with the geometry on this card, I'm getting the sense of balance here, but also remembering that 7 is the number of our chakras. 7 is the number of the planets in ancient astrology. So there's various forces that you are needing to keep happy, that you are needed to keep fed and watered, but it's a process where value is finally recognized. Now, back here, with your previous tactic and your recent events, value had not been recognized. And I think that's external, heading to, it's your value, or the value of what you're doing is finally here getting recognized externally. You may be gaining recognition from it as well, but I believe you're also assisting others that you didn't expect to be assisting. There's an element of surprise here where you gain that recognition, or your project rather gains the recognition, and you suddenly go, well, here you are, you have a bit, because it's obviously going to be useful for you. And the fact that you find this person that is that what you're doing is useful to them, as well as it gives you that recognition, it's also a complete and total surprise, which really puts the context onto this 29 coming to life. Because this previous project, or this previous dream, yeah, did it really come to life, or was it just more like a marionette having its strings pulled? Whereas this, from Page to Knight to Queen, and from Knight to Queen to King, is feeling like it's growing, because where did we have that Sun card? There is a lot of growing. Here we are. I know it's a really weird Sun card on this particular deck. But it really is growing beyond what you expected it to, and beyond what you could conceive. So that would make another good title for this, wouldn't it? Beyond what you can conceive. So, a potential future. You keep working. Yes, keep working at this. Whatever this project is, you've been tempted to walk away before. There was an 8 of Cups somewhere over here, wasn't there? Don't walk away from this one. Do be the peacemaker. Do work with divine grace. And that divine grace may involve keeping a secret or two for the time being. Hey ho, that's okay. But I do feel that this, once you get to the point of having received the recognition with whatever it is that you're doing, and then giving a bit of it to somebody, going, okay, you can have some, or you can join in, or you can, that is where things really, really blossom. You have to keep working at it, but it's almost like a pattern coming down from a higher dimension to create a whole new beginning in the material world where it's really solid. You know, it's not just an idea of one day I want to be an astronaut. No, by this point you are, you are graduating from NASA school and climbing into the cockpit of your first shuttle. You know, there's but there is a risk that I feel that if you are foolish and you don't offer whatever it is that you're working with to this person who gives you that recognition and obviously needs something that you have, if you go, yeah, okay, mine, then you can end up being in a position where you end up being quite disillusioned with what you were trying to achieve, or disillusioned with what you were doing, and it's almost like your dream takes a step back. So those are two separate futures there. If you demonstrate, be recognized and share and then move forward, and one where you demonstrate and get recognized and that's it. Okay, so there's a definite choice there, and I think that this helping someone is part of that peacemaking process. I am feeling that it's connected with this Two of Cups here, even if not with the Five of Swords. There is a risk in trying to rise above of that conflict and trying to rise above that situation in a way that's arrogant. So it's nothing to do with me. No, it is to do with you because it affects you and because you know things, and you know things that affect this situation. But what you are working on can assist somebody who is also affected by this situation, even if they're not smack bang in that situation. So how other people are, yes, because there is somebody saying to you, do not reveal this secret. Come what may, do not reveal this secret. But I think that they have lost faith, just like you have done in the past, so you can recognize that, and you run the risk of doing in the future. But they want to keep everything secret, and whereas yours, no, we need to tell people this, this and this, but that bit we can keep quiet because it's not connected, it's isolated, and more importantly, it would cause too much pain. So with all this secret keeping that I'm on about, there's no malice, there's no, you don't gain anything from keeping that one secret apart from somebody else's happiness rather than somebody else's sorrow. You gain the chance to not inflict the pain. But some of the information definitely has to come out. But someone else is also offering you that whole new beginning, that whole new gateway. And it's almost like an either or. I'm not sure if these are two different people. It could be someone who says, don't reveal anything and I can give you this new beginning. Or it could be someone going, don't reveal anything, and someone else going, here's a new beginning. And you may have to reveal some of that situation to take that new beginning. But you're worried, more importantly, that you just end up being left on your own because you've been lied to and you don't know the ins and outs of these secrets that you're holding. Because, like I said, there's more to know. That was another reading, I think, that I said that. But there is more to know, even with the secrets that you have. Just stick with your own inner code. Do not be too stubborn, because it is a balancing time that you're coming on to, but you can move forward with celebration if you get that balance right. If you move with divine grace and you are not neglecting duties, which is what Bua is offering here, neglecting duties. And then finally we have Paimon. Manifests as a man with a feminine face astride a camel, one of the kings of hell. He commands 200 fallen angels, half of the previously heavenly order of powers. Now it's that order of powers I want to pick up on, but I will just look Paimon up in here to see what they say. Beware of unfavourable first impressions. Many intelligent and knowledgeable individuals are awkward and abrasive at first as a defence mechanism. One should watch for those actions within oneself. So there's the warning for watching for, you know, when you're trying to make first impressions, but also be gentle to new people that turn up, because if they make an awkward first impression, it may well be that they have a lot more information to give to you that will make sense of the things that are going on. Okay, so I hope that means something to you. That's the whole story. There's celebration coming up if you balance correctly. If you keep something secret, but not everything. You don't need to keep all the secrets, just some of them. And it's not necessarily that you are keeping them secret, it's that you are keeping them secret for now. All right? Cheers.